Welcome back, Taxters, to this Buy, Sell, Repeat, episode 3. You sick of me yet? No. We've got Nick Hills on today, and as you may have seen on both of our channels, he might have popped a visit this time last week, actually last Thursday. So we're going to get him on in a minute, talk about that, sort of how we both work, how we've worked before, how we're going to work in the future, what's going on. As you know, I'm live on YouTube and Facebook. If you are in the chat, hey everyone, I'll dip in the chat in a minute. Again, any questions, any queries, anything, just whack them down below. If you've got a question you want answering, put a question in capitals, makes it easier to see while I'm scrolling through. So first in today, who's first in today on my screen? We got, is that Cozy Steve 1? Hi, you all good? I'm good, thank you, Steve. Hope you're all good. Thrifty Finder, get in. Looking forward to this. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this as well. Should be a good chat. Hey, John. And we've got the Dave, of course. Dave's always in. Evening, Dave. And Rosie, a local. Evening, George and Nick in chat. Chris, rich by name, not by nature. Hi, boys and girls. Yeah, hey everyone. Thanks everyone for joining. We're already up to over 100. Let's not dilly-dally. Let's bring him on. He's just cleaning his glasses. And let's bring him on. There we go. Hey, Nick.
Don't catch me with my glasses off. I won't be able to see you.
How are you?
I'm very well, yes. Like you were saying, it's been a week since I was at your place. That has flown by. It's mad.
I didn't even realise until she sat down setting it up. Like, oh, it's Thursday. When did he come? Oh, Thursday. It's literally gone like that. Like I said, I think if people aren't sick of us, they will be at the end of this hour.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I put a video out earlier, which weirdly you're playing in the background, which is quite freaky. Yeah. So people are always sick of me. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. But if anyone hasn't seen you, do you want to do a little introduction, who you are, what you do, etc.?
Yes, I am Nick Hills. I run a channel and a business with my wife, Andrea. We've been sharing what we do on YouTube. Yeah, there's Andrea, the good-looking half of the duo. I've been running a YouTube channel about what we do and how we choose to earn a living and live our life for. Andrea reminded me today, it's not 7 years, which I had in my head. It's 8 years we've been on YouTube this summer. And we buy and sell primarily on eBay, but we've tried all sorts of different platforms. We've had high street shops. We've been full-time self-employed for 20 years. So, yeah, that's us.
Wow. I would have been 10 when you started.
Oh, don't start with how old I am.
So it was a wealth of experience. How did you start reselling? What started that journey for you?
Two things happened. I learned to drive, which was a game changer because I was able to go out and go to boot sales whenever I wanted to and find stuff. But when I first started going out in my car, I was going as a collector. And then I got into collecting Nintendo Game & Watch and other Nintendo retro gaming stuff. And then I discovered eBay in like 97, 98. And that was it, really. I quickly put 2 and 2 together and realized this stuff I was finding at boot sales, I could flip on this wonderful new thing called eBay for an awful lot more. And that's where it all started for me. I started selling CDs and gaming, and eventually it grew into a full-time business.
Yeah, that's sort of how I started. Obviously, when did I start? It was like collecting my old sort of Power Rangers and that. In fact, when you was around and you saw my Thundercats, I used to get Transformers and I just wanted to recollect them. And that's when the light bulb went for me. Went to like a boot sale charity shop, found one. Thought, oh, that's for my collection. Then I saw how much they go for on eBay. Sold it instead and got something that was rarer and more expensive.
Yeah.
Just snowballed from there. So what year did you start eBay, did you say? I can't remember.
I think I first started selling on eBay in 98.
Wow.
Which was around the time I moved in with Andrea. We got a house together and some workmates from when we worked back in record shops. There was 4 of us shared a house. And I remember I had like a spare box room with one of the very early PCs, one of my first PC in it on dial-up connection. And that was my first attempt at buying and selling on eBay. And it was, I started with CDs because I had a massive collection of CDs, or still do now.
Yeah. So we're in that position now, like you was like cramped on space, and I was, as you saw, I've made do with the garden, and then my desk here, very cramped and small. How did you sort of fight that, or did you then get to an office straight away, or did you get a storage unit? How did you?
No, well, from when I started, it was a hobby, and it was at a hobby level for quite a while, really. Well, how I started was I went the traditional route. I started a record shop in, oh my goodness, when would that have been? 98, 99, that sort of time. And the internet was in such an infancy, I didn't really think I could make much money on there. I was just dabbling in eBay.
Yeah.
But when we seriously went for it, we were renting a house similar size to what you're in now, and space was a complete problem. And we had Ellen, so very similar to your situation with Lenny.
Yeah.
Ellen was a baby. We had stock everywhere, under the bed, stacked up in our bedroom, under Ellen's cot. There was just stock everywhere. So at that point, I'd closed down the record store, but we decided to go back to the high street just as a place to run the business from, because it was overgrowing the house. And then our high street store that we set up, which is very similar to CEX. It was an exchange place.
Yeah,
that just took off and became really successful. So the internet business kind of grew alongside that then. But we were high street retailers really for the next 8 or 9 years after that, until we closed that down and went back full time to the internet. Kind of went full circle and back to the internet.
Yeah. Yes, that's never interested me, getting a shop, but I can see why people like you really enjoy it. Do you still miss it now? I think you say you do miss it sometimes.
I miss elements of it. Yeah, I mean, I am a shopkeeper at heart. I love the whole physical place to go, but it's so expensive. I mean, it was then, and it's even worse now with rates and rents and stuff. So really the internet makes more sense for us with overheads and having a very efficient business. But yeah, I'll never say never, but I'm never going to do it again. Yeah, but I do love retail. And if you can make it work and you get it right, you can make a lot of money in retail, but it is so overhead heavy. It's really expensive to have a shop.
Well, how talking about my next stage was I got a council garage actually when I was doing furniture and that. And then I dabbled in the big yellow self-storage, and I had 75 square foot. And that's where overhead soon add up. And that was without, because I just paid rent on the room. That includes like business rates, like for big yellow, they pay it and whatever. Didn't have to worry about electric and all that. So, and that was a pain anyway, just paying the rent. And obviously I got a bigger room that I've just moved out of. Started when I moved in January 2020, so just before COVID. It was $320 every 4 weeks, and then in the space of a year and a bit, it's gone up to $385 or something every 4 weeks. Obviously, with the little one, or the bigger two and the little one and everything, wanted to decrease the overheads as much as possible. But at least with a shop, you've got overheads, but then you've got footfall, like people coming in all the time, whereas I had the overhead of the rent, but no one's walking in buying stuff. So it didn't make sense to me. I forgot where I was going at that point completely.
we had storage for a while as well. We came out of retail, and then we did rent a unit, which was actually when I very first started YouTube. I used to film in my corner office. I don't think I ever filmed around that unit. And we were experimenting just doing clothing at that point, which seems mad to me now. We've literally just sold the last of our clothing in bulk to get rid of it. And funnily enough, when I came to see you and you were doing so well finding clothing, I was thinking, I still need to do clothing. What am I doing? But I mean, we rented that space, and we were only in there a year or so. And we brought it all home. We actually had this converted. I mean, people who follow my channel probably know, because I've talked about it before. I made a video about converting this actually. This was a garage, and we invested in ourselves and in our property, which was the best thing we did. Really, because it added value to the house. it removed all of the overheads that we were having with that storage, and now we do everything from home. So my commute is down the stairs and through a door, similar to you. You walk to the end of the garden and you're there.
Yeah, it's literally 10-second walk down the garden, and that would be my ideal house when we do hopefully move up. Like a garage I can do similar to, like properly do it up and stuff. But I don't know why I didn't do it before, like having it in the garden. Well, I think I do know why. She's upstairs watching this, the wife. But yeah, as the kids are growing up and that, obviously they like the garden. I didn't want to just have that massive tank in the garden taking up their space and that. But it's actually worked quite well. The dogs have still got greenery. They've still got a slide and that. So I should have done it before, really. Just saving hundreds of pounds a month.
But it is everything is a compromise, and let's put it out there that it's not really ideal to have all of your stock where you live and to work from.
Yeah.
It depends. It doesn't suit everybody, and in some ways, certainly when we had retail and we had an opening time, and I had to be at the shop at whatever our opening time was, it kept me, getting up in the morning and starting work here, and I had a switch off time as well. I think when you work from home, it's very easy for stock to creep into the house and for it to take over. I mean, you've done incredibly well keeping just that corner behind you as your stock or your business inside the house. It's not easy to do, is it? It creeps in. But everything is a compromise, and I think working from home has its drawbacks as well. But I think for us in our situation, it's definitely the best way of doing things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely drawbacks. Like it's easy to get distracted. Like just doing the housework, for example, like the school rush, breakfast stuff everywhere. I'll just do that. I'll just do that. I'll just do that. And then it's lunchtime. You got to stop again.
Yeah.
So, but then at the same time, I've been the most productive I've been in ages. Like I'll have a set plan, literally 10 seconds, do some pictures, come back here, do listing, video editing. The pros far outweigh the cons at the minute anyway. So yeah, really happy with it.
Yeah, I'm glad it's worked out and you're happy with it. And it's going to evolve. You'll continue, and we talked about this when I was there, that you've got plans and you're still seeing that you're trying to get somewhere, and you've not kind of said this is it and this is how I'm going to keep it. And I think that's a great way to be, constantly evolving and adapting and moving on.
I get that from Amy. I used to be comfortable. I'd get a routine or have a way of working, and then I'd sit at it and that's it. But obviously, if you do that, you get left behind. Like, for example, Blockbuster as a business, they didn't adapt like Netflix and that now, and then they're gone. And Amy, she used to be a business analyst for the council, and that's all about changes, streamlining stuff. Streamlining.
Yes, being efficient. Being efficient is something I'm not very good at, actually. I need to get Amy on the case, I think.
Yeah, what I'm doing now, I'm not going to get comfortable. This is hopefully temporary. So yeah, like I said to you when you was here, next year, 2023, we're looking at moving, bigger house, etc. So yeah, not staying still, getting comfy, because that's when you get left behind. So
I just really interestingly, Zahir's in. Hi, Zahir. He says, I don't think I would want to move business back home. I like the separation, but as has been said, it depends on what suits you. Exactly. You have to find what suits you, and we're all somewhere, trying to work it out, aren't we? And we've all, I mean, Zahir's tried most things like we have, renting an office and now trying out retail and enjoying that. And that's working for them. And that's fantastic. You have to find what works for you at that point in your life. And that may change. And it's certainly changed for us many times.
And talking of retail, Zahir has got a retail unit at the moment. I have to get you on here, Zahir. We're going to talk about that. But he's doing it right here, right now. Throughout what's been going on as well, so that'll be an interesting chat. Something I don't have any experience doing, but I applaud anyone that tries it, because just the overheads alone would put me off, or does put me off. But
it's a huge commitment, retail. It really is. In energy and time, it's tough. But if you enjoy it and you can make it work, it's so much fun as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You see that in Zahir's videos. He loves it. You know,
Yeah, I like watching every
when
now
I
and
had
then.
the gaming shop, I loved going to work. I loved interacting with the people.
Mm.
It was genuinely fun most days, unless people were smashing the windows and breaking in. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, as I said at the start of this, this time last week, you was in Chelmsford. How did you find Chelmsford? Or I only took you to 4 shops in the end, and there's loads more I could have taken you to, but obviously time was tight and that. What did you think overall?
Yeah, it was good. There was one, I think maybe the second one we were in, that was a real little gem of a place.
Yeah, that's the one I go to. I used to go to every single day, twice.
Yes. Yeah, that one was great, wasn't it? I could have spent a lot more time and bought a lot more in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, wasn't that one definitely the longest? You was like under all the tables, all the boxes.
Yeah, I was just getting going in there.
Then they were bringing stuff out, the John Cena and that.
Yeah, they kept just appearing, didn't they?
Yeah.
Guys, would you like this? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, sure. Yeah, it was fun. It was interesting to see how you operate and what you made a beeline for, and you were watching me and where I was going and what I was looking at, and
Yeah.
you know what was attractive to us in each store and what we were picking up and looking at was very
That's
different.
what I found interesting. Obviously, we're both resellers, both in the charity shops, but we didn't compete really at all. Maybe the only thing we competed on or could have is that the 20Q that I got. Maybe you would have got that.
Yeah. No, that was fair game. You were first to the trolley and grabbed it.
But, yeah, with everything we picked up, that's probably the one thing we could have both picked up. Like we didn't cross paths much, which I found interesting. And yeah, how you dig for stuff like under the tables, looking in things. That's something I don't do. Like clothing first, shoes next.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the day. It was genuinely fun, and I hope you can make it up here sometime, and we'll do it the other way around. And
Easter we was planning on. Hopefully the weather's better. I look forward to that. Depends where you'll be. If you'll be in Hitchin or.
Yes, I know. Yeah, things could happen quickly. I don't know. Depends when we put the house on the market.
Ooh. Are you prepared for it yet?
Getting there. The major jobs we had to do on the house are done. So it's just a lot of tidying up and painting and decluttering left to do.
In fact, with moving house, obviously, how much have you had to take in the job into consideration, like charity shops, boot sales, stuff like that? Is that a major part of it or not really?
I wouldn't say it's a major part. I don't think I'd go anywhere if I knew there weren't any boot sales within sort of 10 miles. Because that would be tricky. But
as we I find the hardest, like in Chelmsford, like I was saying to you, I'm spoiled for choice at boot sales. There's some like the biggest ones I don't even go to because I don't have to. And I still pick up everything I do. That would be
we are looking at staying in the southeast, maybe southeast or east. And there are boot sales pretty much everywhere. So I don't think that's a major concern.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about what charity shops there are where we go because we don't really rely on those at all.
No.
And also, wherever we go, we're going to be setting up jumble trail events anyway. That's going to be our big focus is if there aren't events where we want them, we're going to set them up. And I'm going to encourage everyone else to do so because we're not going to bang on about the app, but we are producing an app that's going to make that easy for everyone to set up events where they are. So, and we love the jumble trails. We've had easily our best finds from jumble trails over the last 3 or 4 years.
That's literally what I was going to ask you next. Like last year, obviously, if you follow Nick's channel, not many boot sale videos. Like maybe 1 did you do? Maybe 2. Like
very few.
Full on jumble trails. How is that, and why have you done that, and has it paid off?
We've seen them evolve and become more regular over the last, let's say, 3 or 4 years. It's been exponential, certainly here in the southeast, and it is spreading to other parts of the country. A big reason why we prefer them is, though, it's just more fun. It's like going on a literal treasure hunt with a map, right? And you also get less traders, more genuine households having a clear out. You know, it's on their doorstep. Often it's people who wouldn't consider going to a boot sale and standing in a field at 7 a.m. We've found just so much stuff and some really great hauls. So yeah, we love them, and we are really hoping that we can be at the forefront of helping that as a something as a way to sell stuff in the UK. I want that to become really, really popular, because it's such a great way to make money and have a clear out if you're selling. And for buyers, it's fantastic, and it's just recycling in action, right? And you don't have to go and pay to be in a field. You don't pay, and you stand on your doorsteps, like win-win. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we love it.
We've done a few yard sales just here. Like, didn't organise an event, just advertised it on like Facebook Marketplace or in groups. Just like, Kings Roads, this day, this time. We've done really well. Like,
so you mean the whole road doing it, or just you?
No, just literally our house out in the garden. And that's it. And we was clearing, like, I think we've done a total of 4 or 5. We'll do one a year, like a clear out. And we was clearing £100 a couple of times. Just literally no overheads again with the overheads. Didn't have to pack the car, take the children. Sit in the garden, make it a bit of fun for them. They can help with their money box and that. But that's the norm in America. Like, that's normal. Garage sales and all that. But
exactly.
Really,
and you just have to carry it from your house to your garden. You don't have to fill up the car, take it all with you, and then bring half of it home.
Exactly.
So good. Priestley's Adventure says, would be great if there were jumble trails near us. Well, be the person to create one. And what we are developing are the tools to do that easily. And then we have no idea how to find them, they say as well. We're hopefully going to solve that problem as well, and be the place where everyone creates and shares these events.
How do you find them? Obviously, we'll get onto the app next, but how the past couple of years have you been finding them? I think that's probably your most asked question, maybe, on them types of videos.
Yeah, well, we're lucky that we have a lot of friends in a lot of places who tell us. So that is a bonus. But also, Andrea spends a lot of time on Facebook and Google, searching lots of different search terms to find. Mostly on Facebook, you'll find a lot of these trails or yard sale events, whatever they call them. They'll set up a Facebook page, but there's so many different names that these things are listed under. It's really hard to find them that way. So lots of
What are some of the key words, would you say?
Jumble trail, yard sale trail, those sort of, and different combinations of that. But I think we do very well, because, like I said, we've got a lot of friends in a lot of places, and they say, you come into this one at the weekend, or do you know there's one in Bedford or whatever. So we get wind of a lot through friends, which is really helpful.
I put
but again, going back to the app, I would just love, even if the one thing we do really well is be a central place where everyone can just punch in where they're having a sale, and then when you open the app, there'll be a notifications page based on where you live, and you'll just see a list of where they are. Click on it, it will show you it on the map, and you go there, right? I mean, if we can just solve that, that would be amazing.
That's something I've wanted. Well, I don't know what the idea would be, but having an app, like something like that, sounds like something I would want to do whenever. I don't know what the idea would be, but you're doing it. But apparently it's causing a few headaches, is it not?
Let's put it this way. I'm not an app developer. I am trying very hard to be one, and the learning curve is like nothing else. We were hoping to be launching about now. We were hoping to be launching quite a while ago, and then we realized that wasn't going to happen. We aimed for March, and we've hit a problem with Google. We're using Google to drive the mapping function on it, and we've hit a quite significant problem. So we're now kind of rushing around, maybe using it, outsourcing certain elements of the app to a different company. We'll get there, but app development, I have found, is not for the faint-hearted. It's good. It's a good job. I like a challenge, because oh my god, this has been difficult. But we have an app. It's running. It's working. It's on this phone here. But we are trying to solve the last piece, and it's proving problematic, shall we say?
But as Master of Pieces says, it sounds incredible. Like, especially with all the list of charity shops and Boots Out. Like,
it's going to be basically, three main things it's going to do. It's going to hopefully be an accurate, and the most accurate, and list of charity shops there is, and that's proved very hard to keep up to date. Our list will be out of date by the time we launch because so many are closing, as you found out when we were going around, right? But it's going to hopefully have all UK charity shops on it, on an interactive map with all their details and all of the UK's boot sales, and then a place where you can list all secondhand buying and selling events such as the jumble trails that we all want to find and go to.
In fact, what is the app actually called? I've completely forgotten what it's called.
I haven't made it public.
There you go.
I mean, I could do because we've now trademarked it, but we are going to, I think I'll hold that back for now.
Yeah, keep it hush hush. I'm sure we're all here with it.
It's not like someone could go out and like use it because we've got a legal trademark on it, but
I think she knows of a wealthy little village in Essex that's having a jumble trail. Sounds interesting. It's something I'm definitely going to look into more. Although boot sales is always my favorite way of sourcing stock. I get like a slump where, like, if they're on in a row, like I can go Wednesday, Thursday if I want to, Saturday, Sunday. I'd sort of get not bored of them, but I just want a bit of a difference. So I might try them definitely a bit more this year, see how I get on. When I get my stock, especially my boot sales, I've got my guys I go to, and they're not the sort of people that would do like out in their garden. They like clear houses. They have contacts and stuff. So it'd be interesting how I'd get on, but especially now I'm doing clothes and that more. If people are having to clear out of their wardrobe, I know I'll be better equipped.
100%.
Stuff like
that. I think jumble trails will continue to grow, but boot sales aren't going anywhere. I hope they're not anyway. I don't wish that jumble trails will replace them in any way whatsoever. I think they can coexist side by side.
Well, we've had two brand new sales start just this year. One in Colchester and a brand new one in Chelmsford. We lost a boot sale. The owner's like retired. And it was one like people loved that one. It wasn't like it failed. They just retired. But one has soon replaced it, and it's really busy already. I haven't been yet, but there's always an appetite for a boot sale, which is good. So they can go alongside each other.
Absolutely. And the great thing about boot sales is that they are regular. You know, you can rely on it, weather dependent, that it's going to be there that Saturday, that Sunday, or whatever. The downside of the jumble trails is a village might have one a year.
Yeah.
So you need to be having a lot all around in a certain county for it to be regular. I mean, there was quite a long period when we were going to one a week, but we were having to sometimes drive an hour to get there.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it was well worth, the 20, 30 quid in petrol because the stuff we were coming away with. So,
yeah. I think you did mention it, but will it also display jumble trails in village halls, etc., says Tim Dixon?
Yes, I don't think so at launch, but we have that in hand. For launch, it's going to be charity shops, boot sales, and jumble trails, like organised events, not single sales. But we have worked out how we're going to implement that. But that'll probably be like phase 2, I would imagine.
Yeah. There's always room for new features and that. I'm sure there'll be stuff you haven't probably even thought about that will be introduced as soon as you launch and stuff.
We're well aware that we don't really know how people are going to use it and what they're going to use it for and what will be popular and what won't. So we're going to let the users drag it in whatever direction it goes, and it will evolve, I've no doubt.
Okay, we've got a US watcher. Hey, Vinyl One Earthlink here in Connecticut. We have lots of local online estate auctions now. You can buy big lots if you want to haul away a carload of stuff. Local online estate auctions. That's something else we don't do, is estate sales. Oops. Like when someone passes away, we have clearance guys that get paid to clear the house and then they sell the stuff as well. That might be...
Yeah, they do it very differently over there, don't they, in America? Like quite often they'll get a company into a house who will manage selling off all of the contents, which does seem like a really good idea. I don't know why. Yeah. It's just how it's done in the UK, isn't it? That
there's a gap in the market, but I wouldn't know where to start. But
Yeah.
they're literally, I don't understand it. Like we've got a house, and a company will come in. Obviously, they'll take a percentage, and they'll sell the stuff for good prices, and it also clears the house somewhat, well, quite a lot if it's a good estate sale. Obviously, everyone's after a bargain, especially us resellers. So, yeah, I don't know why it's not done over here, unless it is just in a tiny way. But I've never heard of anything like that over here. There was a question. Hang on a second. Yeah, how is your backlog going? Actually, we're coming up to boot sale season, and as you saw, I got some work to do in the next 3 weeks. How are you getting on with backlog?
Okay, all of the stock is in here now. There's a little bit in the loft, just the overflow of what's left of the shoes. Everything is in here, and after this chat, actually, I'm going to condense it down and bring in also Andrea's listed stock, because we've just renovated the back office and redecorated. All stock's coming out of there. So although it looks like I've got a lot, this is everything in here now, listed and unlisted. So we've reduced it massively. It's going to be hard to resist the temptation to go out sourcing, but we really need to hold back, because we are selling the house and we don't particularly want to move loads and loads of gear.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep plugging away and clearing it.
Yeah, obviously, the more you buy, the more you're going to have to move, unless you list it and sell it. But
yes,
just moving my unit was a pain. Like I had a big, long wheelbase, and that took 2.5 trips with all my cardboards, and 3 of us. It took the whole day. Oh, it was knackering. So let alone moving house as well. And obviously, you get to the house, all your boxes are there, and all your business stuff. I stress me out thinking about that.
I know. It's been so long since we moved house. I've forgotten the nightmare that it is.
Well, this October we would have been in this house for a decade, 10 years already.
Wow.
So I've forgotten. We came in. Layla was 2.5 or 3. Maisie was not even 1 yet, and now they're at high school and year 5, and they've got another one and 2 dogs.
Yeah.
So we've more than outgrown it.
We bought this early 2006. So it's been a long time. The memories have faded about the stress of moving into this one.
Yeah, I still remember ours because we're a housing association. We got the house because it was like low income and that at the time, but the people before, they like heavy smokers, they had dogs. I remember when we came to view it, it stunk basically. But they said there wouldn't be any of that. They're going to clean it, fix everything. They didn't mention they were going to they ripped the carpets out and then just left it. So we moved in with no carpets in the house at all. And obviously back then we was like 20 years old. So I was working a dead end minimum income job. Amy was on maternity leave. But we managed.
Yeah. But those are the times that kind of build your personality and give you that kind of I don't want to go back there kind of attitude, right? It's true.
No grey hair yet, and I've still got all my hair, so I managed. I got
all right.
Dave says, talking about jumble trails and that, do you have to travel far for stock? He's travelled 8 hours round trip from Liverpool to Bristol and back. Like with a jumble trail, how far is your sort of radius, if you have any?
Yeah, I think about an hour there and an hour back is the max. We've been to some in West London, which were hour to get there. It depends. I mean, if you're going for a haul and you know what the haul is, you can work it. I mean, I did drive to Dudley once for a haul of Lego.
I was going to mention that one,
yeah, to fill a camper van. We spent £1,000 on Lego. It's somebody's lifetime collection, and we drove halfway across the country for that. But that was a pre-arranged haul that we knew what we were getting ourselves into. When you go into jumble trails, you honestly have no idea what's going to be there. Usually you will be able to see the amount of stalls on a map before you go. Yeah. So we're not going to travel an hour to one that's got 10 stalls. But if there's like 50 or 100, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be worth the petrol and the time.
Yeah, the most I've travelled, I had someone's uncle died or something, and he was a vintage hi-fi electronics collector, and he had a whole building like the size of your garage, just vintage electronics. I spent, I can't remember what I spent. I think it was 1,200 or 1,500 altogether, and that was, I think, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. But obviously, the day before I picked it all up, I went there just to view. So there's no guarantees I was going to buy anything, but he'd sent me pictures and that, so I had a rough idea. We sort of had a few prices negotiated. Yeah, that made me a lot of money. Like one item, I think the best item was like an industrial laser disc player, and that went for like 400 or 500, and I bought it for 100. That was just one item. That I had a sort of transit van full of stuff like that. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a van load of stuff, the remnants of which I pulled down from the loss, some water skis and a pair of skis and stuff. And I think we drove about an hour and a half for that, but that was a big transit van full of stuff, so it was totally worth it.
Oh, definitely. So it tends to be hauls that people travel the furthest, Dave. Boot sales and that for me, like I said, I'm spoiled for choice. I don't have to go more than, I think my furthest one's probably 45 minutes, if that, on a good day. And that's if I just fancy a change. I've got a boot sale or 2 boot sales like 10, 15 minutes away. And then I've got about 5 that are 20 minutes away. So yeah, spoiled for choice, which is another reason why I'd struggle to leave like Essex and Chelmsford. But going on to YouTube, and I saw this question from Carol B. Is Nick the original Tat Father? He had to be one of the first UK YouTubers doing reselling videos, surely, and seriously as well. And like you said, was it 8 years on YouTube now?
Yeah, 8 years. Andrea corrected me in today's video.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I started making YouTube videos, the only other person in the UK doing it then was Tom.
Yeah.
And he was more about coins and jewelry, I think, then really than general reselling.
Here we go.
But I got into it on the back of Oh, you're not putting on the first one on, are you?
I am. Just
wait. Might see a difference in hair and beard color.
Oops! I just clicked on something.
Oh yeah, look, more hair.
I'm trying to full screen it, but it's not working.
No, that's more than. Oh dear, yeah. So that's the corner office of our rented little mini warehouse space we had.
Yeah,
that was. That's
so
not
this is where it all started.
Yeah, but I was saying I was inspired by American channels, not UK ones. I was watching the Bonafide Hustler, and who else was I watching? A guy called Dallas Moore, and various other channels that were going in America. And I just remember thinking, I'm doing this. I'm doing this in the UK. I'm gonna talk about it on the internet. And that's
so 2014. That was.
Oh look, that's me. I'm building that. You can see the worktop leant up against the wall, which is here.
So this is when you sort of brought it back home, was it?
Yeah, I think that's shortly after we had this room.
Board games on that.
Yeah, I was big into board games. I kind of became renowned for board games because I think that was my backdrop for a while, like that, you know.
But what made you start the channel? Like I'm gonna do this and put it out to the world and see what happens.
Because I'd watched similar people in America talking about their businesses, which were very similar to what I was doing, and I just wanted to get involved. I really enjoyed watching people talking about buying and selling, and I had a kind of little aha moment, like, I've got something to offer. I've been doing this for ages. Maybe people might want to listen. That was literally the thought process. Was I've got something to offer. Maybe people might want to listen to me bang on about it. And that's what I did.
Do you ever watch back your old videos just to see what you're selling and what they sort of go for now?
Sometimes, yeah. It's if I can bear to watch myself, because it's a bit cringy watching yourself. It's actually really good. We talked about this in a video I put up earlier about things we've learned about YouTube. It's actually quite good to look back at your videos and find out what you do well and what you think you can improve on and stuff like that. But
here we go.
watching the early ones is, yeah.
Got a
it's
car
tough.
boot sale haul from November 2014. Let's
Must have
see
been a
if you.
cold day.
Yeah, let's see what you picked up. Let's quickly have a flick through. This is a bit of fun. Would you pick any of this stuff up now? I'll leave it on mute just in case it causes feedback. But we're starting with Connect 4.
Oh, Travel Connect 4, yeah, that still sells. The MB one anyway.
Swearing at the camera. Boggle, standard.
The electronic boggle I used to send to Amazon and get like 20, 30 quid for them.
Really?
No idea if you twist it and it has a built-in electronic timer.
Oh yeah. We.
Just
a real one. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 5. I can't believe how old that game is. It's still going strong now.
Yeah.
Amazing. So
the old Trivial Pursuit, I was renowned for this for a long time.
Yeah, people blame you for that, don't they? Or they used to blame you for that. Oh,
yeah.
HelloFresh. I'm not sponsored by HelloFresh. Let's click off that. But when did it really like kick off for you, YouTube? Like didn't you didn't even know you could earn money from it, did you? Until someone told you?
Not initially. I didn't understand that. I assumed the adverts were that YouTube made money out of the adverts, which is fine. It's their platform. We got a free platform and they made money out of it. That's how I thought it worked.
Yeah.
I didn't know for a while you could kind of flick a switch somewhere, set up an AdSense account and share in that revenue. It was like, hurrah, that's amazing.
Do you know how many views you was averaging sort of in the first year or two, like per video?
It was tiny back then. They've
200
all grown
maybe?
in numbers over time. Sorry?
Yeah. Would you say like sort of 200, 300, 400, like on the new video that you would have done back then, maybe?
A couple of hundred views I would have been happy with. I distinctly remember my first video getting to 400 views, and I thought that was mind-blowing.
Well, did you ever think it would get to a stage where you're now averaging like 7,000, 6,000, 8,000 views, like, and making like it's part of an income now for you as well?
No, I don't think I've ever looked at it that way. I do more now, and I think about where it could go and stuff, but I just carry on doing what I do, really. I think that's all you can do, really. I think if you start second guessing it, you'll probably trip yourself up.
Yeah, your top 5 most viewed videos. We have a random collection of Tomy Pokemon figures.
Yeah.
167,000 views. Wow.
This was out the back. We briefly went back into retail and had a clothing shop for a couple of years.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, you did dip back into retail at one point.
Yeah, and it just didn't work out. It really just didn't get the traction we wanted. But that was my setup in the back office of our shop.
100, I'm like I was saying to you when you came down, yet to get that sort of 100,000 virally type video. But we've got the next one: how to build a shop counter. Shop fitting DIY, 184,000. Oh, I clicked on it again. Then we're up to, where are we? 344,000. This one,
Tesco one.
You've got a bit of grief from this one. I remember looking at the comments back when it first came out and blew up.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Everyone had their opinion on that video.
No, hang on, I can't see. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Can't see my screen. It's gone doolally. Oh no. Hang on a second.
I can still see. I can still
see and hear me. My screen has gone blank. I can't see what I'm doing.
Oh, this is good.
So I can't get out of screen share. I'm back. Okay. Whew. That was close. Right. I can't see again now. My screen's gone blank. Oh no. Okay, let's start this out. So yeah, back to Tesco. He's got a bit of a jip for doing what he was doing. Again, did you think that video would go mad, or was it just a video you thought would be a bit different and fun?
Yeah, I didn't think much of it. I didn't even think it was that good a video. It wasn't even an amazing pickup, to be honest. I don't know how it triggered the kind of algorithm, but YouTube were pushing it out into recommended videos, and it gained so much traction. It was bonkers. And for a long time, that was our most viewed video. And then we had the headlight return one, which went a bit mental. And then last year we had a scammer one, which has now hit 400 something.
Come on, screen, play ball. There we go. I can see again. Right. Yeah. Then we've got eBay returns broken headlight, 397,000. What was the outcome of that in the end?
eBay refused to see our side, and then we made the videos, and I made us a video about the process they made us go through, going to the police and asking them to fill out a form for us and all of this. I made that video. eBay then saw it. Somebody quite high up in eBay saw it and contacted us and apologized. They reversed the decision in our favor. Yeah. And then we made a follow-up video reading their apology out on the channel.
Okay, is that below here? This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, eBay's apology letter.
And that's got 164,000. Another bumper video.
Yeah.
And then your number one at almost 500,000 views. Watch how this eBay buyer tries to scam me. 454. And what was this one about? I'm afraid to click on it because my screen keeps going. Oh, it's done it again.
That was just about a guy who I sent a new in the box food mixer to a guy, and he sent me pictures of a knackered old, disgustingly filthy one, saying this doesn't work or is faulty or whatever. And I was like, not having it. And it was about the discussion I had with this guy who was trying very hard to scam me.
Yeah. I just sent you a picture of what my screen looks like. I can't see you again, but I can still hear you, so it's fine.
Oh, I don't have my phone. Oh, how have you managed to do that?
Whenever I play a video, it keeps going like that. And then it comes back again. So I'll wait till it comes back again. So like the top 5, you've got just looking at figures, DIY, and then sort of scam type videos. Or no. Yes, a bit of a mixture. It's not like a sweet spot like, oh, this always hits.
No,
I think the video could do well, or is it just YouTube decides sort of thing?
I don't. If I knew, I'd do it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when things go wrong, people are more likely to click. I don't know why. We love it when things go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like the scammer videos and that.
It must take a lot of energy to do it because at the time you've lost money, people have scammed you, so it takes a lot to sort of share.
Yeah, there's been a few things recently that I just couldn't talk about because I was so peed off about it. But I should have done because it would have been a good video.
But
can
maybe
you,
I've got
to
to
see the screen yet?
I can't see the screen.
Tell him to press Alt and Tab. Someone says.
How's that?
Has that worked your end?
I can't see. I'm looking at a black and white screen right now, and I can't see you. Oh no! In fact, hang on. Let's try and fix this. Am I still screen sharing as well?
Yes, I can see. Yeah.
If I come into the chat on my phone, I should be able to switch over quick. What a nightmare. Me and tech. Or is it just you that has given me some bad luck with tech? Right.
No, I'm not taking the blame for this one.
Oh, this is going on. It's all going wrong. Right, I think we're good. No, we're not.
You've got feedback. You've got feedback.
No. Okay, let's. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. You're back without feedback. Can you see the screen?
I cannot see the screen.
Oh man.
Right.
No, it's a dub channel.
Oh, I can't believe it. I don't know how to fix this. I'm now looking at a white screen.
I don't know what combination of keys you can press. Escape, Control, Escape, Delete, or something. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm using my phone to watch the stream to try and come out of screen share. Left. There we go. Is that screen share? Yeah, I've done it. There we go. That'll do for now.
Let's not screen share anymore.
No more screen sharing. So, in fact, we've got 5 minutes left. So, let's get a few questions out of the way and not do any more screen sharing. Oh, dear me. Okay. Oh, that's stressful. So, what is your plan this year then? Is it just more jumble trails, things like that again?
My main focus is selling the house and launching the app. Simple as that.
And what was
The
you going to say?
reselling business will just tick along. It's not going to be my main focus.
Yeah. So, what was the release date for the app? Is there still a release date, or is that just?
We've been saying March, and until this big problem with Google came up, we were on course for that. So we've got to get over this last hurdle now with Google Maps, and then hopefully March. Yeah. It is frustrating because I really don't like being that person who's saying we're gonna do something, it's coming, and not delivering. But it is what it is, and it will be finished when it's finished.
There we go. We've got a classic question from Paul H. I don't think I can screen share because I can't see. But it says, do you guys think that making videos in charity shops, clearly chatting about sold listings, etc., is making the charity shops drive up their prices?
That's said a lot, and I think that's giving a few reselling YouTube channels way more power and influence than they actually have. It would be a very weird situation if charity shops were unaware of eBay and how to use it.
Yeah.
The fact that charity shops now, most of them have their own eBay shop and have done for many years, and they're evolving to ramp up that side of it because retail is going online and charity shops are not operating in a vacuum. They know this. It hasn't taken my channel and George's channel to inform the CEO of Bernardo's that the internet exists. So yes, we have a degree of influence, but it's insignificant really in the grand scheme of charity shops running their business and trying to make the most for their charities, is my opinion, and I'm sure other people have a different opinion. We don't have that much influence.
No, I basically echo what you just said. Charity shops, like you said, the internet exists. They're just becoming more savvy. They know how eBay works. A few might have seen like my videos, but then shops that have seen my videos, I still pick stuff up. And if they did try and price eBay prices or what we sell for, they didn't make many sales, and then prices have come down again. If we have had any effect, it's not very much at all. But then with that, I saw Brum Reseller released a new video and about slow sales. Do you think we're having much of an impact on reselling? Like eBay's flooded, it's too watered down now. What do you think about that?
I've not had any trouble selling stuff, so I haven't seen the effect of that. It's an interesting one because I genuinely think YouTubers are a very easy target. We honestly don't have that much influence. I'm seen as like a big channel in the reselling world, and we're at 60,000 subs, and only maybe 10 or 20,000 of those subs are active. It's a tiny channel, and ours is supposedly one of the big ones. It's a tiny drop in the ocean of influence. It honestly is.
And How to Vintage, Jono, who was on the last chat I had, he says British Heart Foundation has been on eBay since 2008. They know how the internet works. YouTubers have nothing to do with it. Exactly.
It's a simple knee-jerk reaction, isn't it? Because I'm on here talking about selling on eBay, I'm ruining it for everybody else. And I've had that accusation leveled at me from day one. And funnily enough, my business has grown and improved over the last 8 years. So I haven't ruined it for me. I haven't ruined it for George. So I think it's just a very simple knee-jerk reaction to a problem that I'm not actually sure exists. I don't think reselling is, ruined or becoming difficult. or more difficult than it ever was.
Someone disagrees. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do what?
Have an influence, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a discussion, and you are perfectly entitled to disagree. That's fine.
Okay, I'll ignore that one. Yeah, and even if a few people do jump on and it's a bit more competition, like I said, sort of mid-conversation during this live, adapt. Like I used to do furniture, then used to do, I did do pottery and glass when I very first started, and I just adapt. I now do clothing more, whereas I didn't. I was doing trainers, obviously electronics. Yeah, you have to be adaptable. You got to find that next niche that's come around, and people haven't quite cottoned onto it yet. Plus, even if you don't adapt, new resellers come and go all the time. Like,
and as No Nonsense Reseller very succinctly puts it, I appreciate it though, because you have absolutely awful knowledge. So don't worry about it, because our knowledge is terrible that we're sharing. So there's no worry. There was an interesting comment as well.
It's okay to disagree. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. A bit of a stupid argument to make when eBay itself is advertising everywhere to encourage everyone to buy and sell on eBay. That's a good point.
There we go. Yeah. Sell on eBay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's more apps. Depop, Vinted, Etsy. Selling online is just sort of becoming normal now, and Facebook Marketplace.
Well, another way I put it is that we are in the information age, and there's virtually no subject that isn't being talked about on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. There's no, I've been doing DIY, and I turn to YouTube now to learn little skills for little jobs that I'm doing. That was never there in the past. You would get somebody in to do it. You couldn't teach yourself it using the internet. There was no way reselling was going to stay a secret pursuit. You know what I mean? Anyway, we can agree to disagree. That is perfectly fine.
Exactly. And that's how I got my shed up, to be honest. I looked at YouTube videos countlessly for shed foundations, then spray foam insulation, then laying a floor. What else did I do? Everything I'd done, I YouTubed first. And there's electrician channels, there's taxi driver channels. So just because they're doing a channel, does that mean taxi drivers are going to suddenly there's too many taxi drivers or too many electricians because someone's shown you exactly how to do it? I don't think so. My view anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, good discussion. I liked that.
Yeah, and let's carry on for a couple of minutes about this, because I think it's really important. I'm perfectly happy to have a discussion about what my influence is. Am I ruining it for everybody? Because I have a very clear point of view on that, and I'm happy to hear other people's point of view and what their reasoning is as to why we are ruining it. And someone's just said they're a troll. I don't think they are a troll. They've got a very strong point of view, and that is fine. We touched on this on the video we put out earlier, actually. There's no problem with people airing their views and disagreeing with us being on YouTube. There's no problem with that, but we don't have to agree.
Yeah. Yeah. What's time? Oh, we've gone past the hour. Could even come back, do another live all about that, get a few more people on, see if there's people for that and against it, have a debate or something. I don't know. Interesting idea. But yeah, thanks for joining me, Nick.
Pleasure.
Thanks for coming down. It was good fun. Hopefully you do it again. Obviously, I'll be coming down wherever you will be in Easter, hopefully, and do it again.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Someone had to sell something.
Yes, we haven't ruined eBay.
Yes.
I just saw a lovely comment come in, which might be nice to end on. Dom says, I've been able to give up my 9-to-5 job and take on reselling full-time because of both of you and Nick. So I would definitely not agree that eBay is ruined because of you guys doing YouTube.
Yeah. And I get messages like that on a weekly basis, just saying thank you. They were made redundant. They were unhappy in a job, and just watching like a video of ours has helped them change their lives basically.
I suppose it boils down to your outlook, and I love the fact that I can help people with my apparently useless information, and then on the other side of that, there are people who want to keep everything to themselves and not share, and that's fine if that's your point of view.
Yeah, I like it. Is that the comment from Dom there?
Yeah, Dom. Yeah.
I'm having to see comments on my phone because my screen's just dead.
We've broken George's laptop.
Yeah. That wraps it up quite nicely then. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Got over to 200 live viewers, which is awesome. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for all your questions. Good points of view across all the subjects. Yeah, next live, I try and do these bi-weekly, so yeah, let me know who you want on the channel next. And yeah, thanks again to Nick for coming on.
It's a pleasure. Give it a thumbs up for George's tech expertise.
Yeah, I just realized I've got to end this chat, but I think I can do it on my phone, so we're all good.
Okay.
We're gonna have to sit here awkwardly. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Nick. See you in the next one. Bye.
Take care.